Top the first, the right fielder.
Good morning and welcome to the California Winter League. Second to last day of action. Andres Tejeda along with Josh Sperber here with you for a game between the Oregon Lumberjacks and the Canada A's. Apologies, the Alberta Grizzly and the Canada A's. This is the last regular season game for the A's before the playoffs. First pitch swinging down the right field line, and it'll fall for a base hit. There's early action here for the A's on the first pitch of the ballgame.
And just right as the game starts, lacing a single into right field is Adrian Pizana, just wasting absolutely no time in getting on the board.
Game starting a little early. First pitch at 9:57 here in Palm Springs. And that'll be Antonio Carta. Coming up to the dish, pitching for the Grizzly is Arturo Monroy. Next pitch misses high for ball one. Defensively, the Grizzlies are lined up in the outfield. Delmas Russ, Alex Littman, Crispin Busby in right. Infield left to right. McDougal, Fukuda, McInnes, and Kreutzer as this one swung and fouled. 1-1. Behind the plate, Travis Tanaka.
Well, just took a heavy bounce off of the mask of Tanaka.
Yeah, I thought it was a double hit there, but I was like, nope, that hit off the mask. The A's lineup after Carter will be Chaplin. Pitch misses low for ball two. The Chaplin, DeYard Kimbrough, McFarland in the 5 spot, Aaron Ushery in the 6 spot, Rutledge in 7, Traeger in 8, and the newest member of the Grizzly, or apologies, the A's, in Omar Ortiz Vasquez, usually playing for the Jacks.
It's now the third team that Ortiz Vasquez has played for. He's halfway around the league.
Trying to remember the player who's played more recently. Last time I think it was Jackson. He's played for nearly half of all teams. He was a relief pitcher. 2-2 count. This one swung down the third baseline and fouled. They'll do it one more time, 2-2. The A's looking to end their season here with a win. Sitting at last place with only 2 wins and 12 losses. Monroy sets. Now, getting ready to fire. Runner at first, taking a lead. Now taking off. This one swung on into short left field. Going after it is the shortstop. He drops the ball. The runners will be safe at all bases, and it'll be an error on the shortstop in Daisuke Fukuda.
He kind of lost that one in the sun again, but that ball still hit his glove. Made some contact with the webbing of Fukuda's glove. Usually a surefire fielder at the shortstop position is Fukuda, but unable to make that play. And now 2 on with nobody out for the A's.
And now Pernell Chaplin, one of the top hitters for the A's. The A's are again 2-12. The Grizzly come in just above them, 5-7-1. First pitch to Chaplin is low for ball one. Like I said, Chaplin probably the best hitting player on the team for the A's. Runners on first and second, no outs. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike one. A lot of news in the baseball world. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred making a public appearance to the media. We'll talk about that later on in the game. Concerning the status of baseball, next pitch misses low in the dirt, 2-1. A lot of stuff to discuss there about the possibilities of a season happening, what the definitive things that have been agreed upon between both the MLB and MLBPA. 2-1 pitch. Outside ball 3-1.
Monroy having a little trouble finding the strike zone. Really got to just throw the ball over the plate with 2 guys on base.
Earl Chaplin batting .304. 13 RBIs in 14 games. He's played in every game as this one swung on and missed for strike 2. May have caught the tip of the bat. Count is 3-2. They've run it full. The pitch to Chaplin. This one hit on. Oh, there was your shot. It was right above us.
I was ready for it.
I saw you reach into the skies. So we'll do it one more time, 3-2. Another chance for Josh to get another ball here as we're nearing the last few days of the regular season. Playoffs start on Saturday. Got a triple header there, and this pitch misses, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Arturo Monroy.
And good at bat by Chaplin there. Didn't try to do too much of the plate. You didn't see him swing at any bad pitches. The ones that Monroy threw over the plate, Pernell Chaplin made an offering at, and the ones that missed, he did not. Just a smart at bat, and now big trouble for the A's with they've got their bases loaded.
Arturo Monroy, probably his last start of the regular season. He comes in the game with just 21 and 2 pitches, or 2/3 of an inning pitched, as his first pitch goes in for a strike on Dillard Kimbrough. Did 5 of the 6 games he's played. No wins, 2 losses. ERA's around 4.5 or 5.5. Next pitch, called strike 2.
Really nice curveball from Monroy. Nice bounce back at bat from him on Kimbrough, locating his breaking stuff, and that fastball on the first pitch had some good zip as well.
0-2 pitch with the bases loaded. In the dirt, ball 1. Monroy trying to get him swinging in the dirt, but Kimbrough stays staunch there. Kimbrough batting .681, another one of the better hitters on this A's team. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit into shallow right field. It's coming down, and the second baseman can't get it. And McGinnis. Runners will advance, toss to second, gets 1 for the force out, but a run will cross. So we'll give a hit, and then a fielder's choice as a run comes across to score.
Now batting the first baseman.
McGinnis just could not corral it there. Chaplin is out on the throw. So McGinnis to Fukuda, so a 4-6 put out there at second. And now McFarland. First pitch to him misses high for ball 1. Credit to Dillard Kimbrough with the hit and RBI. Only 1 out in the inning. Runners on the corners. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside, ball 2.
And still a base open for Monroy and the Grizzly here, so he can be cautious when he's pitching to Travis McFarland, but certainly an out that you want to get. Still no outs in the top of the first inning for the A's.
Missing low, ball 3. Travis McFarland would like to get a hit here, as this is the last opportunity for him in the regular season. He has not recorded a hit here at the Cal Winter League. 3 balls, no strikes. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Misses high, 4 pitches missed for a walk, and the bases are loaded again. Just 1 walk, and it'll be Aaron Ushery to see what he can do here with the bases loaded.
And Tanaka smart to just come out to the mound, have a conversation with Monroy, just settle him down a little bit. That leadoff single on the first pitch, I think, weighed on Monroy quite a bit, and then followed up by a playable error by Daisuke Fukuda. So not a lot going the way of Monroy and the Grizzly right now, but that's why the catcher's behind the plate, Andres, just to kind of settle the pitcher down, just help him get through inning by inning.
Monroy's thrown 22 pitches thus far. Only 11 of those 22 for strikes. He's allowed 2 hits so far in the inning. The 1 run, it will be unearned. And walked 2. He's had the bases loaded twice. First pitch to Ushery misses. Outside for ball 1. In yesterday's games, the A's also scored early against the Bombers, but dropped that game. The Bombers came back in the middle innings to win. Next pitch misses 2-0.
And the Bombers, in really the second half of that game, just shut down the A's offense. They didn't score a run or have a hit after the third inning. And they're really bringing the bats down at the start of the game again.
Swung on and missed for strike one. And the A's had really two great pitchers to start off the game, in Kelnick and I believe Jackson.
It was Kevin Lennox, Kyle Johnson, the two pitchers, and both of them had some serious zip on the fastball. Johnson even hit high 97.
This ball popped up, a major league pop-up, and it's going to drop! The ball drops, so we're going to throw to second, get the force out there, and they're going to call him safe! They called him safe. It was a force-out play, but McInnes went for the tag play instead. It'll be a hit on the infield, or the outfield, as that one was dropped. No one was able to even get a hand on it. And now it's 2-0 A's.
This run coming in is unearned as Antonio Carter reached on an error, but the Grizzly just look kind of lost in the field right now, unable to find these high pop-ups in the air. And Monroy has to be frustrated on the mound. This is an inning that could be going a lot differently. A couple of really towering bloop singles have walked some runners home and put some more guys on base, and there is still no one out.
First pitch to Rutledge is a strike in clear skies. 78 degrees here in Palm Springs. High 70s is definitely some baseball weather, as this one's called a strike for strike two. Tomorrow's going to be a blistering day, high of 90, low of 64. This one's dribbled up the middle. They're going to toss it over to second, and it's going to be another error. Fukuda tosses that ball all the way into the outfield, into right field, and another run will score. They'll give the error to Fukuda. He passes that one all the way to the outfield.
Number 33.
2 runs are going to score there. Ushery advances to third on the miscue. And Rutledge is at first, only 1 out still in the inning as the A's are out their 8th batter. This is the best start we've seen from the A's in quite some time. Monroy sets and now fires home. First pitch, low outside, missing for ball 1. That's pitch number 30 in the inning. Runners on the corners, and Ushery at third and Rutledge at first. 1 out in the inning. Traeger at the plate. He swings, hits this one into foul territory, high in the air. It'll be out of play for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners. The Traeger again. The 1-1 count on deck is Ortiz Vasquez, the newly entered A. This one swung on into shallow right field again. McInnes going underneath and can't make the catch, in and out of the glove. Another error on the inning, tossing into second. Won't get the force out. Another run will score on the error. It has been a defensive, terrible defensive plays here in the middle inning.
Yeah, there's really no way to slice it. This Monroy has to be frustrated. 3 errors on the inning, a couple of catchable balls that just could not be found by both the infielders and the outfielders. A's jumping out to a big early lead on the heel of some Grizzly miscues.
If you're the A's, this is the way to end the regular season with a stapled opening inning, as they are now going to hit through the entire lineup, with Omar Ortiz Vasquez getting a chance here in the first inning. And if you're the Grizzly, you just want to get out of this inning any way possible without having to roll the inning over. 5-0 the A's lead on 3 hits and 3 errors. Only 1 out.
Gotta get out of the stunt, huh? That's right.
First pitch. Called a strike right down the pipe. 0-1.
That's a color mark.
Who's out?
This one hit into center or to left field, and the runners will advance to each base. So the runners are now at each base, the third time in the inning that they have recorded fully loaded bases, and the leadoff hitter will hit twice in the first inning. The A's best start of the season with 5 runs coming across the score. This first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Monroy trying to induce a ground ball here as all the pitches he's thrown are low, 1-1 on the missed ball 1.
He's trying to get these guys to chase. They've really been hitting just about everything that has been in the strike zone. So Monroy just trying to change his approach up on the mound to get to the final 2 outs.
Ball misses outside, 2-1. As Bazana's hopping, eager to bring in some more runs here for the A's. 4 hits, 3 errors, and 5 runs is how the top of the first inning will go. This pitch called for a strike, evening it up at 2-2. Rutledge at third, Traeger at second, and Ortiz at first. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strikeout number 1, and that's going to be the inning. They're going to roll it over on the swing and a miss. So 5 runs come across on 4 hits, 3 errors on the infield, and only 2 outs recorded for Monroy on 39 pitches. We'll be back with more California Winter League action here at Palm Springs Stadium. Welcome back to the California Winter League. 5 runs come across in the first inning for the A's. Leading off the inning here for the Grizzly is Porter. Starting on the mound for the A's is Suzuki. First pitch he throws is called for a strike.
And just a point of clarification, Porter still nursing a hamstring injury according to the manager Thomas Incaviglia, so if he does get on base, we will see a courtesy runner. That's likely to be Carter Davis.
After that first inning, Arturo Monroy will be credited with 4 hits allowed, 5 runs, only 1 of those being earned, a strikeout, 2 walks as a weakly swung bat is for strike 2, and I think we're seeing a little bit of that injury take place here.
Yeah, hopefully Porter can go. He did look good in warm-ups. Still looked like he wasn't really nursing the effects of that injury, but we're seeing a little bit of it there as he takes a while to just walk around the dugout.
This is high, 2-2. Defensively, the A's are set up this way in the outfield. Rutledge in left, Kimbrough in center, and Adrian Pizzana in right. Chaplin at third, Ushery at short, Carta at second, and McFarland at first. 2-2 pitch misses, ball 3. Behind the plate is the newly entered Ortiz Vasquez coming in. Don't think we'll see him play in the Jacks game in the second game of our doubleheader. And Suzuki on the mound. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit into short, shallow center field. Chasing after it is Ushery, and he almost collides with Kimbrough. But what a catch from Ushery to go from shortstop to basically center field where he's standing now.
Yeah, just making that look routine for Aaron Ushery, but as we saw in that first inning, the play is anything but routine. Got a good jump on the ball, did Ushery, tracked it well into center field, and good communication between him and Travius Ford in terms of just making sure that they knew where each other was.
Christian Busby coming up now, 368 average. He has 6 RBIs. Called a strike on the first pitch he sees. Suzuki comes into the game. Swing on a miss there for strike 2. Comes in the game with a 8.5 ERA. He started in 4 games. Has 5 losses on the season. So with a great start from the A's, he is currently in line for the win. Be nice for him to finish off the season with at least 1 win. Next pitch. Breaking ball. Inside, called strike 3. Beautiful break to the curveball there, as that's out number 2.
And this is as good as Kunimasa Suzuki has looked so far for the A's. We've seen him get roughed up a bit in the first inning, but that curveball was looking really good. A nice late break to it. The fastball's got a little bit more zip on it as well. Suzuki having a great start to this outing for the A's.
It'll now be Delmas Russ. First pitch he sees way outside into the left-handed batter's box for ball 1. Russ is batting 154. 3 RBIs. He's come across to score 5 times. The 1-0 pitch. Outside and low, ball 2. Suzuki has struggled with his command for most of the season. We're seeing a lot of those pitches fall way outside, but again, this is the best start we've seen from him. This one misses, ball 3. His first pitch strike percentage to all batters has been around 58%. First pitches that end in the result of an out is around 63. This one misses for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk here with 2 outs in the inning, and it'll be Nick Kreutzer, who has been having himself a year.
He looked absolutely locked in before this game, Andres. So expect some big things from him. He's a guy who's just been hitting the ball really well, getting him into the gap and showcasing that massive power that he has.
So well, in fact, that he's hitting around 450, 452 to be exact. He has 10 RBIs, 5 runs, See what he can do here with 2 outs. First pitch called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Surprisingly, he started off the first 2 games of the season without a hit, but that average has just continued to climb. He has not hit under 300 since January 27th. Count is 1-1. He has not hit under 400 since February 2nd. Pitch ball outside. In the last 13 games, he has only been hitless in 4 of those games, averaging at least 2 hits in every game. Pitch outside, ball 3. He does not draw many walks, only 10 walks out of the 36 plate appearances he has. Of the 31 at-bats, he has 4 hits, 8 singles, and 6 doubles. 3-1 pitch to Kreutzer on the way. This one swung on hit into right field. Camping underneath it is Rutledge, and he'll catch the out number 3 for the inning. So after the walk, a fly out, and that'll be it for the Grizzly. The A's come up to bat, seeing if they can do any more damage here at the California Winter League at Palm Springs Stadium. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Leading off the inning is Antonio Carta. He reached on the error. First pitch to him, missing inside for ball 1. Now the way this game started off, it started off hot. Adrian Pizzana had the first pitch of the game and hit a single into right field. This one's hit into center field. Camping underneath that one is Littman, and he makes the two-handed grab for out number 1.
See a lot more two-handed grabs after that first inning. I think Tom Incaviglia had a talk with the defense behind Arturo Monroy, making sure they just do what they can, do some extra work for safety.
McGinnis still at second base after the 2 errors he had committed. Kuda at short after his error. Next pitch. Inside, missing to Chaplin. He walked his last time up, and then he was caught at second on the force out on the error that was hit by Carter. Swung on and missed a big hack there, 1-1. It started with the leadoff single, then the error, then the walk, which loaded the bases. Then when Kimbrough came up, he was tossed out at second on the single. McFarland then walked. Ushery then had a single. Rutledge came in and made reached on the error. Traeger then also reached on the error. Then Ortiz Vasquez hit the single. And they strike out from Pisano. This one hit up the middle on a hop. Picking up is Fukuda, firing over to first for out number 2.
And there's the Daisuke Fukuda that we are a lot more used to. Just really quick movements on the ground, fast reflexes, and a solid arm to get to first base. Really one of the better defensive shortstops this week.
Kimbrough.
The yard Kimbrough coming in. Again, he reached on the single. Monroy looking a lot better here. Already 2 quick outs. First pitch. Check swing down the third base line and foul. Nice grab there by the third base coach. Kimbrough again reaching on that single that would also come around to score the third run of the game. Pitch misses. 1-1. Monroy threw 39 pitches in this first inning. This one wanting to swing, but no swing from Kimbrough. Misses low, 2-1. Monroy takes a breath, now sets. Comes home and fires a 2-1 pitch, missing low for ball 3. 3-1. Monroy would like to get the 1-2-3 inning here, but he is down 3-1. Has to get a get-me-over fastball here. 3-1, 2 outs. Called strike 2. 3-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Monroy trying to get out of here as he hits the half-century mark. In 50 pitches, here's pitch number 51. This one swung on and laced between third and short into left field for a single. 2-out single to be exact. As the bats are still awake for the A's.
Yeah, another good piece of hitting there from Richard Kimbrough. And good contact on the bat. This one just an absolute bullet out into left field.
Travis McFarland. He walked his first time up. Seeing if he can record his first hit of the Cal Winter League. This one fouled off for strike 1. Only his first hit, but keep the line moving with 2 outs. Monroy sets. Runner at first. Called a strike for strike 2. Kimbrough made it seem that he was going to second, but then stopped about a quarter of the way through. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3 on 3 pitches, so just 1 hit on 15 pitches for Monroy in this inning. A lot better showing from him as he'll go with the Grizzly coming up next. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Andres Tejeda with Josh Sperber. Bottom of the second, leading off the inning is Daisuke Fukuda. First pitch he sees swinging at in the dirt for strike one. The A's have gone through their entire lineup, as the Grizzly have not. This is just their fifth batter. Fukuda batting .261. He grounds this one to Chaplin, and it bounces off of him and it goes into short left field. I'll count the error on Chaplin. I'll just ate him up.
Another ball that I think he could have read just a little bit better. And Chaplin getting his first error of the game. First of the game for the A's. And the Grizzly have a much needed leadoff runner on base.
It's now Travis Tanaka. He comes in with a .333 average. They pick up a attempt to Fukuda, and he'll be safe. Tanaka again, .333 average. 9 hits, 7 RBIs. Another attempt at first. And he called safe. No official call by the umpire, but ball's tossed over and keep going. First pitch has yet to be thrown to Tanaka. Fukuda with a good lead, does not take off. First pitch, all the strike for strike one. 7 RBIs, 9 runs, 9 hits, and 27 at-bats for Travis. He's all the way, the only player from Hawaii. 0-1, runner on first. Taking off at first is Fukuda, tossing over is Omar Ortiz, and he'll be safe.
And a great jump by Daisuke Fukuda. Ortiz Vasquez has a strong arm and a great pop-up time, but Fukuda just too quick for him on the base paths.
That last pitch recorded as a ball, 1-1. Now the runner at second, nobody out. Suzuki looks at second, now firing home, missing inside, 2-1. On deck is Anthony McDougal. He's the third baseman for the Grizzly. Next pitch, swung on, hit off the end of the bat, and fouled. Even up at 2. And just 4 more days of baseball. Tomorrow is our last regular season. The Chill versus the Grizzly and the Commissioner Cup, I guess you could say, pregame between the Bombers and Palm Spring Power. That Commissioner's Cup starting at 9 on Saturday between the number 1 and 2 teams. This curveball hit into right field, going back on it, and can't make the catch as Pazana. It rolls all the way to the warning track. Runners will advance all the way home. Is coming in Fukuda. That'll be a stand-up triple. And the Grizzly are on the board.
A big base hit from Travis Tanaka there. Pazana, not much he could do about that. That was just hit high and hard. And pretty much just perfect placement from Tanaka, getting the Grizz on the board.
The Anthony McDougal. Anthony comes in the game with a 71 average. Missing outside, ball 1. Despite the low average and only 2 hits, one of those hits, a home run to center field. So he can hit for power. Has been called a strike, 1-1. We'd like to get at least a few more hits here today. He has a runner on third, so like a hit and an RBI. Suzuki fires home. Low outside, ball 2. Masa Suzuki's will get the run, but it won't count as the error by Chaplin at the beginning of the inning. This one hit into shallow left field. He'll get the hit, and here comes Tanaka for the RBI. It's now 5-2 in favor of the A's. Nothing too special about the hit. It was solid. Going back to the fundamentals of hitting, bringing the runs across to score. Still nobody out with a runner at first, and it's now Littman. I'm sure he would like to get a base knock here to repent for the errors committed in the first inning. First pitch to him misses outside, ball 1. Littman coming in with a 95 average. Ball in the dirt. Running is McDougal. Kept it in front of him.
And a wild pitch there for Kunimasa Suzuki. And the Grizzly really starting to jump on the A's starter. 5 losses on the season for him. And the Grizzly are really starting to get their bats working, making this one interesting.
Next pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. To Littman. Littman getting his only 2 hits of the year on Monday against the Jacks. Also get his RBI and come in and score a run. Next pitch swinging again and missing, 2-2. Can't seem to hit the slider there. A good slider is always tough to hit. It looks like it's in the zone and then it just tails off at the end.
And there's a bunch of really good sliders in this league. Suzuki has one of the good ones. And Grizzly unable to connect to it with Littman on that last at-bat.
Follows it off. They'll do it one more time. 2-2. McDougal took a huge lead at second. See if he decides to take off here. Not sure. He's got the scouting report on Vasquez's arm to third. 2-2. Low in the sense that Littman had to get low as that ball was right over his head. 3-2. Run it full. McDougal at second. Still nobody out. Suzuki sets. Looks at McDougal at second and firing home. This one hit into left field. Coming in on it. He can't make the diving catch. Is ushering. Runners will advance 1 base each. Runners now on the corner. Littman with another hit for himself.
And just pulled ball after pulled ball going into right field. Ushering 3 inches away from making that grab at short. Great effort from him. But ultimately, Alex Littman with a much-needed base hit.
Now it'll be Jacob McGinnis. McGinnis batting 62 with just 1 hit in the year, coming back on January 23rd. McGinnis would like to keep this line moving for himself and his team. As I wrongly credited Littman with the errors. It was McGinnis with those 2 errors in the first inning. He takes strike 1 on the swing and miss. Runners on the corner, still nobody out. Suzuki fires home. Running to second is Littman, and he's safe. So on the called strike, Littman advances to second with a stolen base.
And a good jump from Littman, but Vasquez a little bit offline with his throw. May have had a chance if that was a throw that we've seen a lot of from him. We see a lot of those just perfect bullets right down to second base. And an online throw might have had a shot at catching the speedy Littman.
So McGinnis will foul off the next pitch. They'll do it again. 0-2. Littman has 2 stolen bases on the year. Count that one as number 3. 0-2 to McGinnis. The pitch. The breaking ball gets him looking for strike 3.
And a much needed out for Kumimasa Suzuki and the A's there. That curveball has been his bread and butter so far this season, and it has rarely looked better than we just saw.
Now back to the top of the lineup. It'll be Baron Porter. As you said earlier, he is nursing an injury, so he'll have a courtesy runner if he manages to get on base. In the dirt, great stop by Vasquez as he was twisted up on the block.
And he is such a good defensive catcher, one of the stronger guys in the league. Consistently mentioned his pop-up time that we saw in that workout on day one. But his skills behind the plate, just great agility, smart where he just controls his body so well and is able to make stops and keep balls in front of him on a very consistent basis.
Omar, native of Puerto Rico, living in Orlando, Florida, swung on and missed for strike one. And I'll say, I remember that first day, that workout back on the 20th of January. It's crazy to think that we are now at the end of the year when just a few weeks ago, these guys were coming in. 1-1 pitch. The breaking ball is still working, falling in for a strike two.
And here's probably the best curve of the day we've seen from Suzuki. Nice late break, started high, landed right in the strike zone, and just pinpoint placement right on the black of the outside corner.
1-2 count. The fastball gets him swinging. Strike three, 2 outs. And Suzuki has found something that's working for him.
That right there is why you develop your breaking balls, because a good combination of a slower curve and well located with a speedy fastball like we saw there from Suzuki going, just changing speeds on hitters. That's a great way to get guys out.
Christian Busby coming up after the back-to-back strikeouts. He looks at strike one. Runners on second and third with Littman and McDougal. Littman got the stolen base off of the single, which advanced McDougal to third. 0-1 pitch. The breaking ball is still working, Josh, as he swings and misses at strike number 2.
And again, just keeping with that curveball. I'd expect something hard. If I were Busby, I'd be just sitting on a fastball here, but be careful with balls out over the plate with 2 outs in the inning. But that curveball has been so good for Suzuki's today.
The next pitch, outside, ball 1. Trying to get him with a slider there. Not as much lateral or vertical movement as there is lateral movement on that breaking ball. 1-2, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. The pitch. Got him going into right field off the end of the bat. Running for it is Pizzana, and it'll be fair. It lands right outside of the foul line down the right field line, and both runs are going to score on the 2 RBI double.
And that was probably the closest ball called fair of the season. I mean, right on the line. You cannot place it anywhere. You cannot place it any better than that.
Suzuki gave him a good pitch, and, you know, it wasn't the best hit ball coming off the end of the bat, but sometimes in baseball you get lucky like that, and the Grizzly have cut the lead down to just 1 with the tying run at second base. The Delmas Russ taking off to third, and if Pardon, he will not take off to third. He'll just take 3 large hops halfway to third as the first pitch misses for ball 1. A 2 RBI double from Christian Busby brings the Grizzly within 1. Seeing if they can match the A's in the first inning here at the bottom of the second. Next pitch misses, ball 2. Suzuki would like to end the inning with a lead of some sort here, as opposed to tying or giving up a lead. 2-0 pitch. Runner on second. 2 outs. Low for ball 3.
And this is where Suzuki has had his issue, pitching with 2 outs. It's been difficult for him all season long to close out innings, close out hitters. Got to go back to that curveball, but expect a hard fastball here.
Missing for ball 4. The fastball was the pitch that he selected, but it was inside and high. Runners now at first and second as DC Russ advances on walk.
Number 38, Cloyster.
It's the 9th batter of the inning for the Grizzly. Looking very reminiscent of the first inning for the A's. The dangerous Nick Kreutzer comes into bat, and I'm sure he has the power to go over the wall. Haven't seen that much yet, but he has made great contact. He flew out to left field his first time. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Very patient at the plate is Kreutzer. Suzuki looks at first and second, now firing home. Ball in the dirt, 2-0. Said patient at the plate, although the strikeouts have really played Kreutzer. He's got 10 of them. Two-0 pitch, 2 outs. Inside, Kreutzer wasn't sure if he had to back up, and then he had to move in as that pitch went behind him, but the runners will advance to second and third on the wild pitch. Suzuki started off well and has just been struggling to find the zone here. He walked the previous batter. Now, looking to walk this batter as well. Walked DC Russ on 4 pitches, and this is going to be, that last pitch was a 7th consecutive ball that he's thrown. Got one to load up the bases. Daisuke Fukuda coming up next. He reached on the air and came around to score the first run. This one's hit right between first and second into right field. 1 run will come across, and the leading run for the Grizzly will come across on the 2 RBI single from Nick Kreutzer.
A really nice piece of hitting. Kreutzer has just come up in the clutch all season long for the Grizzly. No shortage of it here. Kreutzer just drilling that ball into right field, and good base running for the A's, or for the Grizzly to get their guys around.
So back to the top of the inning, or top of the first batter to bat in the top of the inning here. First pitch swinging and missing for strike 1.
Each team batted around the order in an inning now, but I think that Paul Nochi's going to want Suzuki to just get this extra out.
Next pitch, fouled off for strike 2. Suzuki 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. I would assume that even if he could not put out Fukuda, that this inning would roll over. 0-2 pitch, 2 outs, runner on first. The breaking ball line down fair on the third base line. Coming around to third is Kreutzer. He'll be waved on home. Fukuda going into third, sliding and safe on the triple. It'll be 7-5.
Inning keeps rolling for the A's, but it looks like they might roll it over now. But Daisuke Fukuda was just sitting on that curveball from Suzuki, and he hammered that ball into the outfield.
So they'll roll the inning over. 7 runs come across on 6 hits and 1 error on 41 pitches from Suzuki. Ushery, Rutledge, and Traeger will try to get the A's back in the game. So down by 2 going into the top of the third. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Top of the third here as the Grizzly taking a 7-5 lead with a 7-run second inning to answer to the A's first 5-run inning. Leave Monroy back on the bump. Ushery hits this one into deep left field, but foul for strike one.
Absolutely drilled by Ushery, but not fair, and Monroy calmed down quite a bit after that rough first inning. And the defense has stepped up its game as well.
Ushery hit a single his last time up. This pitch low, missing, ball one. One and one to Ushery. Monroy has pitched well into the 50s. That's pitch number 57 on the foul ball, 1 and 2.
Did they roll it?
So Ushery will be tasked here as the leadoff hitter. Get on board to start something here for the A's as Monroy trying to end it here. Low in the dirt, 2 and 2, evened up.
Was this on board?
Ushery playing at short today. He had that great play where he ran all the way to center field for the flyout. There's pitch, called strike three on the outer half of the plate. And he'll go down on strikes, looking.
Now batting the left fielder, number 23, Rutledge.
It's been night and day for Monroy as he started the game fairly rough and then came in, only allowing the one single in the second inning, and starts the game off with a strikeout the same way he ended the second inning with a strikeout. First pitch inside, nearly clipping Rutledge for ball number one.
And that looked for a second like it got him. Rutledge able to get out of the way of that heater from Monroy.
Next pitch, swing and a miss, and Rutledge was not happy with that swing as he looked defeated on the come around with the bat.
He saw his pitch, but not in the part of the zone that he wanted. Realized that a bit too late, couldn't hold back.
1-1, swung on and missed in the dirt, strike two.
And while the Grizzly bullpen looks empty, Matt Jobs is beginning his warm-up for the Canada A's.
1-2. Check swing, he did not go. Ball in the dirt, 2-2. Are going to hand a ball to Monroy. Getting some needed time for one of these two, either the pitcher or the batter, but probably for both. As Rutledge trying to slow down Monroy after those two swings, the one up high and the one in the dirt. 2-2 count, one out. Monroy is ready to go, so is Rutledge as he waits at the plate. Monroy sets, now fires the 2-2. Low, just missing the plate. It's 3-2. Tough battle brewing here between Monroy and Rutledge, as Rutledge has worked it full. The 3-2, and it'll miss outside, so Rutledge will come out victorious with a walk as he'll go on down to first.
Rutledge, a great eye at the plate there. Really corrected himself after kind of over-swinging on that inside fastball that gave him strike number one. Rutledge just keeping composed in the box, waiting on his pitches that he did not get, so he's on first for the walk.
Colton Traeger will come up now. He reached on the error. First pitch to him called a strike. Hit the error into shallow right field where McGinnis had just dropped the ball out there. Runner on first and Rutledge. Next pitch. This one hit off the end of the bat, popped out into right field. Busby underneath it for out number two. Really quick at bat there. Definitely something Arturo Monroy needs if he wants to continue deep in this game. He's at 67
Now batting the
pitches.
catcher, number 25.
Most pitches
Omar
we've
Ortiz
seen
Vasquez.
in the Cal Winter League, 119. I believe that was Monroy who was pitching that 119 game. This one, look out, the bat goes flying on the swing and a miss.
Look out.
They always say look out for flying objects, but usually that flying object is round and small. This is a round and large, long object.
Could have taken out someone if there was anyone waiting in the Grizzly on deck circle.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, no one was there.
0-1 pitch. This one hit up the middle. Fukuda tossing it over to McGinnis for out number 3 for the force out. So just the one walk here, and the Grizzly get out of it. Now it'll be the A's to go pitch, and the Grizzly to see if they can add any more insurance to their already 2-run lead as they lead it 7-5. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Bottom of the third, Grizzly leading 7-5, looking to see if they can add more insurance here. We're nearing the halfway point of our ball game, and only 7 innings played here. First pitch misses high for ball 1. We're still getting more updates from the ongoing negotiations between MLB and MLPA. Next pitch called a strike inside, 1-1. Manfred came out saying today to the media that he is optimistic that spring training would start on time, which is not something people were expecting.
I would love that, but the way negotiations have been going, it does not look like that's right. And I don't believe a lot of things that Manfred says at this point.
One fouled off, 1-2.
I did like your new boy Marcus Stroman's take on it.
I haven't seen what he has said yet.
Oh, this was the man clown.
Oh yes, I thought you were saying that this was
No, I'm sure.
new.
he likes to
Stir
talk.
the
He
pot.
certainly is. Oh, exactly. He's one of the great guys of the league. Certainly likes to put his spin on things and voice his opinions.
Absolutely, we're getting a lot of more outspoken players in, I think, most leagues. A lot of players are speaking up for themselves and their teammates. Pitch misses. 3-2. He's run it full. Tanaka 1 for 1. Suzuki still on the bump. Going back to work here. There's still motion or movement in the bullpen. First batter he faces will go for a walk on the inside pitch. The break just didn't break enough.
Number 25, Anthony McDougal.
Anthony McDougal coming up next. That's the 4th walk from Suzuki that he's given up. Swamp McGinnis, Porter, Busby, and now Tanaka. McDougal also 1 for 1. Pitch missing way outside as Vasquez's had to turn. The pickoff to first did not go successfully. It'll just be a 1-0 count. No one out, 1 runner on. The goal here for the Grizzlies to continue adding insurance runs to their already growing lead. They have a 7-5 lead. This one's hit into left field. Underneath it is Rutledge. Caught for out number 1. That was a nice sound off the bat, but the wind blowing in, you can see the American flag and Canadian flag just blowing in. A little bit of a tilt to the right side of the ballpark.
Yeah, definitely. That one caught by the wind, and for an area that's not supposed to have a lot of wind,
No.
it has really affected play so far this season.
I got an update that we're supposed to have a wind advisory. This is it. I'm okay with it. Nothing too strong as the first pitch misses right behind Littman's back. 1-0. I said earlier in the broadcast, Suzuki has struggled this season with command. He was given a 5-0 lead. Runner at first, now sliding into second is Tanaka. Again, with stolen base. I was a little perplexed by Tanaka's approach. He was walking for the first half, and then he realized that Ortiz had it and then had to hustle down. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner advancing to second on the stolen base. And only 1 out. The next pitch hit into center field, going after his usher in Kimbrough. Kimbrough calling it off, making the catch for out number 2.
And great communication. That was something at the beginning of the season that was kind of an issue among all teams, but the outfield and Aaron Ushery as well. Great job calling each other off for the play, especially for Kimbrough, who as the center fielder has the lead voice in the outfield, but good communication between the guys to secure that out.
Jacob McGinnis already has a hit. Apologies, he reached on the error. First pitch, called a strike. Give me just one more. He actually struck out his first time on 4 pitches. Runner on second, 2 outs. 0-1 pitch to McGinnis. Swung on and foul. Strike 2. Be a good inning to come back after that second inning where they batted around. Out unscathed, just facing 4 batters. 1 strike away from completing that goal for Suzuki. Tanaka dancing around second. This one hit up the middle to the second baseman in Carter. He picks it up, fires to first, and he gets out of the inning. A much cleaner inning from Suzuki as they put up a donut on the board after that 7-run inning. Only 15 pitches. The A's have Kazana, Carter, and Chaplin coming up next here at the top of the 4th. Here at the California Winter League. Welcome back to the California Winter League. More news out of the media appearance by Rob Manfred. He announced that owners have agreed to institute a draft lottery and the universal DH, which is big news. Kind of expected for most people, as the game of baseball has been changing. I know Josh and I are on two sides of the same coin here on the topic. I prefer to have pitchers hit, but Josh does make some good points.
I mean, it's just a matter of perspective, really. I mean, you grew up a National League fan. I grew up an American League fan. I think that might play a role as well. But I think, the fans are talking about ways to make baseball more exciting. And in the case with most pitchers, they don't practice hitting enough to get good at it. Guys like Shohei Ohtani, obviously. I'm sure you'll see Jacob deGrom hit some at-bats for himself. But it takes that off the table, and it gives the chance to just get an extra big bat in the lineup. And I think overall, in the long term, that's going to help the game.
And I think that perspective of being fans from different leagues, I grew up watching Carlos Zambrano hit bombs for the Cubs. Jake Arrieta's another one.
Dontrelle Willis.
Yes. Travis Wood was pretty good with the bat. Not a power guy, but he could hit for contact.
Mike Hampton's another one.
And of course, big sexy Bartolo Colon.
Greatest hitter in MLB history. There's no debate. Sorry, Babe Ruth.
This one hit up the middle to Fukuda. Fukuda firing from the outfield. And he'll get out Adrian Pizzana, who led off the inning.
And another just great play by Fukuda. He shows such solid range at shortstop and a good arm. And 9 times out of 10, that throw's going to be on target.
Antonio Carta 0 for 2. Monroy still on the bump. That was his 75th pitch he's thrown. Usually, we'll see pitchers come out after around 80 pitches. This pitch going high for ball 1. Though the other day we did see a guy work to 119 pitches. Next pitch, 1-0. Inside, missing, ball 2.
That was Jack Silva, the left-hander, who was on that big pitch count. I don't know if we'll see the same from Monroy, but at the end of the season, every team is really hurting for arms at this point, especially with the just compact schedule of the California Winter League. More pitchers that sign up, the better. But we've seen a lot of good hurlers on the mound here. A lot of great talent in the league this season.
3-1. Going back to our conversation of the DH, I'm thinking some other power hitting pitchers. Madison Bumgarner, where he had that year where they went to the playoffs and he just hit bombs, seemed like every other day. So when grounded over to Kreutzer, had some trouble with it, but flipping it over to Monroy for out number 2. So 2 batters, 2 outs here for Monroy as he's working quickly.
Number 29, Burnell Chapman.
He faced 4 batters in the previous inning. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning here, as he has yet to record one of those. That first inning, they batted around, had 10 guys come to the plate. First pitch swinging is Chaplin for strike 1. Then they had the 4 in the second, 4 in the third. We'll see what happens here in the fourth, as Monroy has only gotten better as the game has gone on after that first inning fiasco. 1-1, this pitch misses on the inside part of the plate. Two outs here. Monroy with the 1-1 pitch, missing outside, ball 2. Grizzlies leading at 7-5 here. Burnell Chaplin trying to get some 2-out magic here to see if they can cut that deficit or at least tie it. They're only in the bottom of the third, top of the fourth, apologies. He swings and misses for strike 2. 2-2, 2 outs.
Yes, sir. It's west of going out.
Monroy
A town called Rockford, about
on pitch number 85
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
to Chaplin. This one hit up to McGinnis on a soft ground ball. He'll fire over to Kreutzer at first, and the first 1-2-3 inning for Monroy. As they'll go down in order.
So we're doing
It'll be the Grizzly coming up next, and Porter, Busby, and Russ at the bottom of the fourth here at the California Winter League. Welcome back to the California Winter League. A few defensive changes. The longest half inning we've had because we had Jones initially starting this inning, and then halfway through his warm-up, Kyle Armsworthy made the appearance, and he had to get hot quickly. So the umpires gave him time. Defensively, we have new catcher in Landon Barnes. He usually plays with the Bombers.
The Power.
The Power. So the other team in red. First pitch to new batter here.
That's Carter Davis at the plate. Looks like the injury might have been a bit much for Barron Porter. Unfortunate to see him exit the contest.
He'll get a base hit for him anyways. Into right field to lead off the inning. And Barnes plays for the Power now behind the plate. Chris O'Neill comes in for Pernell Chaplin at third. And those are the only changes we've had here thus far after Davis hits the leadoff single.
And as we mentioned, Davis was scheduled to be the courtesy runner for Porter.
And this one will get away from either the third baseman or shortstop. It'll be just the third baseman. I saw Usher coming around to third. Not sure if he had a hand on it, but it'll just be the third baseman, and it'll be an error.
Number 34, DC Rob.
Another one, O'Neill. A solid third baseman defensively. That one he had in his glove, unable to squeeze on it, just trying to rip the ball out before it was secured. And it looks like there is Walker Paz is warming up in the bullpen for the A's as well.
DC Russ coming up now with runners at first and second. This inning's been moving around fairly quickly that we really haven't been able to talk about our guy on the mound as Armsworthy comes in. He's pitched 10 games. Almost every game except for the couple 5 games that he didn't make an appearance in. 14 and 2/3 innings pitched. Got 10 strikeouts on the year. Missing outside 1 and 2. He has 1 win and 1 loss. ERA around 8.11. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners at first and second. This one hit down the third base line and fair. 1 run is going to come across the score as Rutledge still has not corralled this ball. A second run coming around, and he'll stop at second for the 2 RBI double. We have seen that line be dangerous for fielders in the sense that that ball always seems to lead to some runs coming across to score, and the Grizzly lead it now 9-5.
This looks like a lot like the last game that the A's played, a hot start, and then the bats go quiet, and the momentum really shifts to the other side, and that's the Grizzly right now having all of the momentum.
Nick Kreutzer 1 for 2. This one gets away from Barnes on the passed ball, and Russ will advance to third. That runner now only 30 feet away from scoring the decade mark for the Grizzlies. Now with the 4-run lead, 9-5, as this one's hit to the second baseman, firing over to first for out number 1. So he'll get an RBI after the 4-3 putout.
And doing just enough there is Kreutzer. The pass ball certainly helping the case for the Grizzly. But Kreutzer getting the job done into the shift on the right side of the infield, but getting the RBI.
Daisuke Fukuda also 1 for 2. First pitch he sees outside for ball 1. A 10-5 Grizzly lead. They've doubled it after being down 5 runs in the first inning. Coming back with 7 runs in the second inning to take the 7-5 lead. Scoreless in the third, and now 3 runs coming across for that 10-5 lead. Ball outside for ball 3 from Armsworthy. 3 runs coming across. Only one of those runs will count as an earned run. Armsworthy has only worked a third of an inning here. This one is now called strike on the inside part of the plate. 3-1 to Daisuke Fukuda. Armsworthy working very fast. Next pitch hit into the outfield after a diving card up. Just couldn't get a glove on it. Give him another base hit in the inning.
2 nice hits in a row from Fukuda. That one just kind of dribbled into right field, following up on that triple he had back in the second.
And Travis Tanaka now to come in the game. He's 1 for 1. Looking to advance the runners here. Only 1 out in the inning. First pitch falls in for a strike. 0-1. Tanaka had the triple and a walk. Running to second is Fukuda, and he'll get another stolen base on the day.
And there it just looked like Barnes was unable to get the ball out of his glove. A solid pop-up, but the ball just kind of got stuck in his mitt there, and now the Grizzly once again have a runner on scoring position.
1-1 is the count. Missing high, 2-1. Armsworthy not rely on the double play on that stolen base there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner at second. This one hit down the line and foul. They've evened it up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second. Armsworthy setting. Now firing home, missing outside. He's run it full, 3-2.
And those sliders are usually difficult to read, especially with a side-winding delivery like Armsworthy there, but a good eye from Tanaka to let that pitch go outside. 3
balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second. He hits it off the end of the bat. The first baseman, McFarland, trying to flip it over to Armsworthy, but it'll beat the runner. It'll be an infield single, but they're going to roll the inning over. So give him the single. Fukuda advances to third. But instead, they're just going to roll the inning over with just 1 out. And very unusual, as only 3 runs have come across to score. But either way, inning over. Top of the 5th coming up next as 3 runs come across to score for the Grizzly. They lead it 10-5. California Winter League, some substitutions. Nick Israel coming in for Daisuke Fukuda at shortstop. Monroy still on the bump. First pitch misses high. Pitch number 86. The Kimbrough. Ours is not Kimbrough.
Messiah Fukuda at the plate as Paul Nochi getting his substitutions in.
This one's hit up to Monroy. He'll fire over to first. No, he will not. It'll be an infield single on the high chopping ground ball. An infield single for Messiah Fukuda. Actually going to call it foul. So a strange turn of events there. Messiah Fukuda will come back. The count is 1-2. Monroy back to work. Low outside. Now it's evened at 2-2. Monroy sets and fires the 2-2 pitch. This is high, it's full. Full count pitch coming up next to Messiah Fukuda, who enters the game. Pitch number 91 is going to miss in the dirt. We're seeing a new contender for possible most pitches thrown. He's at 91 pitches at the top of the fifth.
Number 32, Colton Kendrick.
The Colton Kendrick coming up now. It'll take place of Travis McFarland. Colton Kendrick, Elizabethton twin in the Twins program, winning that championship back in 2017. First pitch to him misses in ball one with a runner on first and Messiah Fukuda. Looking at the on-deck circle, Ushery no longer there. It looks like it'll be Walker Paz. Rutledge also out. Ford will take his place as Monroy steps off of the mound. Check the runner at first. Fukuda with a good lead. Now almost caught up in no man's land as he was looking to go to second, but Tanaka had the ball cleanly. Fukuda will go back to first after thinking twice about it, but still with the large lead at first base. Fukuda now taking off. Called a strike throw from the knees. He won't get him. It was a close call there. So Fukuda safely by about half a step. 2-1 to Colton Kendrick. The next pitch. Inside, great block from Tanaka, 3-1. Colton Kendrick coming into today's game with a .259 average. He has 3 RBIs. He does have a home run, a triple, and 5 singles. Came around to score 6 times. Only 2 walks on the year. 3-1 count. Called strike 2.
Kendrick thought that was ball 4, tossing the bat towards the dugout. But he'll have to get back in the batter's box for another one. Still in a good spot, though, full count. And a quick runner on second base in Messiah Fukuda.
Payoff pitch is fouled off. I'll do it again. Colton Kendrick working a great 3-2 count here and surviving. This one's hit fouled right over our heads here in the press box. One more time, 3-2.
Good battling in these at bat from Colton Kendrick. A guy determined to get back to the minor leagues. I was talking with him about that before the game. And he's swinging the bat pretty well so far in this winter league.
This one hit deep into right field. Will the wind stop it? It's going back at the track. The wall leaping. He makes the catch at the wall. Absolutely incredible catch by the right fielder to leap and make the catch right underneath the yellow markings for an out number one.
And my jaw's on the floor. That is, without a doubt, the play of the season there. What a catch out in right field from Christian Busby, robbing the A's of another run.
Oh, my.
At least would have been an extra base hit, if not a homer.
Fukuda will advance to third as he tags up, but my goodness. I think that's definitely up there for play of the year. This one called a strike.
No, you can just give it to him. There is, I don't think there's anything that's going to top that. An absolutely incredible catch by Christian Busby. Play of the season. Lock it in.
1-1 now the count. I'm thinking of some other great plays we've seen in center field, and Taraoka making some great plays, but nothing at the wall like that. You're right on that call. This one fouled off, 1-2. Other defensive changes, Nieva coming in at second base and Rankin at first. We believe that's Busby out and right. 1-2, swing and a miss for out number 2. The first real chance the A's have had since the first inning to get a runner in to score. Not only 90 feet away. Connor Donahue looks like he'll take the DH spot here. He's in the on-deck circle. Ford hits this one to third on a hard ground ball, firing to first and missing the throw. As Ford has to get back to first, he made the turn to go to second. So a run will score on the errant throw by McDougal, who's still in at third. And the run will come across to score. The A's cut it down to 4. It's 10-6. Grizzlies lead.
And still a big run at coming in for the A's there, error or not. That's got to be frustrating for Arturo Monroy. Most of his runs have not been earned. Just one earned run, 6 allowed in total because of a couple of defensive miscues.
Allen is on deck, taking the spot of Barnes. First pitch to Donahue, a huge hack there for strike one. I still can't get over that play out in right field. That was just amazing. Runner from first going to second. The throw not in time, as we still have yet to get a call from the umpire, but he assumed safe as no call has been made. Count 1-1 on the stolen base.
And Travius Ford, another great jump. He's one of the faster guys in this league, so if he gets a good read on the pitcher's windup, you could expect that he's going to try and steal a base.
Swung on and fouled off. Apologies. When we were talking about Kendrick and how he's trying to get back to the minor leagues, despite the play out in right field, that had some pop. Definitely a big league hit there. It's big league level. But even a big leaguer gets outplayed by the big league play out in right field. 1-2 to Donahue. Outside, blocking the ball in the dirt. A stolen base for Ford. Given the wild pitch as the ball was in the dirt. 2-2. Ball outside. They've run it full to Donahue. Monroy at 109 pitches. I'd assume if he gets out of this inning, that would be it for him.
We do have Takuro Fujisawa warming up in the Grizzly bullpen, so could be the last frame for Monroe.
And if it is, he ends it with a swing and a miss. 1 run on 1 error, 25 pitches. Grizzlies have McDougal, Littman, and Yeva coming up next. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Leading off the inning for the Grizzly is Anthony McDougal. He's 1 for 2. New pitcher on the mound, Walker Paz. Will be the defensive changes here. Ford still in right, Fukuda still in center. Apologies, Ford in left. In right is Brunson. 2 balls, no strikes. In the infield, O'Neill still at third. McCabe goes to short for Paz, who's on the mound. Allen to second. Colton Kendrick will take over at first. And behind the plate is still number 18 in Landon Barnes. Two balls, 1 strike. Next pitch misses for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. This one hit off and fouled out of play. He's run it full.
Both strikes coming on foul balls by McDougal. Attacking the pitches he sees in the zone from Paz. The Grizzly not done yet, looking to extend this 4-run lead.
Back to our earlier conversation about Rob Manfred and the decision to go universal DH. This one swung on and fouled. For a foul tip out for strike 3. That being said, that means Logan Webb has officially hit the final home run by a primary pitcher in Major League Baseball history. He was pitching with the Giants, hitting a 2-run home run against the Padres to give them the 9-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 1.
Because I only have 5 hits. Okay.
And misses outside 2-1 or 2-0.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. Thanks.
Grizzly leading 10-6 here in the bottom of the 5th. Inside called a strike. Two balls, 1 strike. This one misses high, ball 3. Haas giving up the first 2 pitches for a walk, then they called strike on the inside part of the plate, and now are here at 3-1 as that next pitch misses high. Called strike 2, same spot where the first one was. Another full count here. Akapaz sets and fires. Called strike 3. I'm not sure what just happened there.
Drop third strike, kind of a late decision onto whether or not Grizzly went around. And to put out on that drop third strike is Landon Barnes.
Tacos, free taco coupons right here. Thank you very much. Tacos.
So that's out number 2. Brandon Yeva getting his first at bat. This one fouled off. Strike 1.
Number 15, Brandon Yeva.
Walker Paz has pitched in 3 other games before. And this is high, 1-1. He's thrown 3 innings. He has 1 save. His first save coming on his first opportunity back on January 25th, where he only had to record 1 out. He did with the strikeout. This one misses high for ball 2. His last start against the Bombers was, to some extent, his worst start, in the sense that in his first 2 starts, or first 2 innings of relief, he had not allowed a run to come across, as this one was swung on and missed. It's 2-2. 2 earned runs on Paz in his 3 innings of work. Inside, nearly clipping Nieva. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the 3rd batter in a row to work it full.
I really thought that did hit Nieva, but just getting out of the way of it in time, keeping us at that line.
The pitch. Swan hit to second base, and Allen, he picks it up and fires over to first in Kendrick for the final out of the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Paz, as the Grizzlies still lead it 10-6. Allen, Brunson, and Carter coming up next for the A's in the top of the 6th. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Leading off the inning is Allen in his first at-bat of the game. It'll be Fujisawa on the mound for the Grizzly as Monroy's day is done. Monroy pitched 110 pitches, going 4 2/3 of an inning. One and missed, it's 1-1. Allowed 5 hits, 6 runs, only 1 earned. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. As that first inning was a tough one for him. And the run to score in the 5th. Next pitch misses high for ball 2 to Allen. Kura Fujisawa comes in, and he gets a swing and a miss there. It's even up at 2. Fujisawa comes in. He's 3-3. 3 wins, 3 losses. He had a save opportunity, but blew the save. 16 2/3 innings pitched. Pitch now in the dirt, 3-2. ERA is probably one of the highest we've seen at the Cal Winter League at 10.08. 13 strikeouts. Fujisawa probably, I think, at least on this team, as he walks Allen, he has the most wins on the team. As everyone else on this pitching staff only has 1 win or 1 loss.
And Fujisawa has really been the primary middle reliever for the Grizzly, and that has been one of the reasons why he's been able to get so many wins, because he's just been on the mound and the Grizzlies' bats have gotten hot.
Tavis Brunson to come in. Tavis, in his first at-bat, he's got the striped bat, as we've admired all year long. Batted with a different bat yesterday.
Still haven't seen that sky blue digital camo one that he has using in the games.
Is it digital camo? I don't remember. I remember seeing a light blue bat. I didn't know it was camo.
I have some camo on there.
Oh,
Really cool looking.
Fouled off again. Now, I've seen the light blue bat. I don't think I've been close enough to see the details on it.
It's kind of like right on the barrel. Pretty hit it, honestly.
I'll have to ask him to show me the bat next time.
I haven't seen him in the last couple days. That's where that 2-toned one that he was using yesterday was.
Allen on first. This one hit into foul territory again, so every pitch he's swung on and fouled off here. Tavis Brunson coming into the game with a .318 average, 8 RBIs. He has the home run and 6 singles, so he does have that power. This one misses high for ball 1.
An aggressive but intelligent approach at the plate from Brunson in this at-bat. He's hitting away the good pitches, defending that plate, and not swinging at those high fastballs that Fujisawa wants him to chase.
1-2. Swung on and missed. No, it says it's a foul ball, but it was caught by Tanaka. Thought that might have hit the dirt, but a foul tip out for out number 1.
There's another strikeout swinging. Fujisawa getting himself back on the good foot, striking out the dangerous Tavis Brunson after allowing a leadoff walk.
So Eddie McCabe will come and fill in the 2 spotties playing shortstop. This one hit on a line, and it'll be a double play as they'll double up the runner at first. Allen did not freeze, so a line out to Nick Israel and put him back out at first for the double play. Grizzlies still lead it 10-6, coming to the bottom of the 6th here in the California Winter League. Welcome back to the California Winter League. First pitch misses low for a ball. Omar Ortiz Vasquez is going to be asked to pitch in this game as well as catch, so get some swinging and missing on the strike. Paz will go back to second base as McCabe now at short, O'Neill at third, and Kendrick at first. This one hit up the middle, just past Vasquez's glove for a leadoff single.
Right up the middle from Sean Lawler. He was a guy who had an arm injury a couple of days ago. Good to see him back on the field and picking up where he left off. He swung a solid bat for the Grizzly all season long, and that one, he just sends it right back where it came from.
Christian Busby, he's 1 for 3 today. He has 2 runs and 2 RBIs. First pitch misses high.
And more important than any of those Busby fielding stats, or Busby hitting stats, was that amazing web gem out in right field.
This one caught the plate for called strike 1. And, this is one of those times that I wish we had a moving camera, because I don't know if anyone was able to see that on the webcam now that I'm looking at our feed. This one looks like it was fouled off but caught. So it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Christian Busby. Called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. He goes down on strikes. Ortiz Vasquez recording the first out for himself here with the A's. It'll be DC Russ. He's 1 for 1. 1 out, runner on first. He's walked in his first 2 at-bats and then hit the double down the line. First pitch to him misses for ball 1. Our second game will be delayed, usually starting around 12:30. This game running a little bit longer as this next pitch swung on and missed 1-1. So please stay with us for game 2. You're joining us from YouTube. That game will be between the Palm Springs Chill and the Oregon Lumberjacks. Swing it up the middle to McCabe. 6-4-3. They get out of it with the double play on the hard ground ball to McCabe. So a unique 1-2-3 inning here. And it'll be the A's to bat next in the top of the 7th in the Cal Winter League. Last chance for them to try and pull out with a win as the Grizzly lead at 10-6. Welcome back to the California Winter League. Last inning here. Last chance for the A's. They're down by 4 Start off this comeback, if they were to call it a comeback here, it would be Chris O'Neill in his first at bat. This one called a strike on the outside part of the plate. So he'll need to get something started here. Next pitch, look out. He has to duck. 1-1. Chris O'Neill taking over for Chaplin at third. Last regular season game for the Canada A's. Tomorrow is our last day of regular season games. Next pitch falls in for a called strike, 1-2. Those games will be between the Palm Spring Chill and the Grizzly. Chill coming up in game 2 against the Lumberjacks, and then we'll see the British Columbia Bombers play the Palm Spring Chill. Saw them play earlier this week, back on the 8th. Great game between the two of them. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, and Chris O'Neill. Fujisawa firing, missing for ball 3. He's run it full. Chris O'Neill adding 217. 2 RBIs. 3-2 pitch. Inside and way over the head of O'Neill for ball 4, and they have a leadoff runner on. Here the ace, that's exactly what you're looking for.
Number 1, Messiah Fukuda.
Messiah Fukuda will come in next. Messiah Fukuda, then 118. He scored a run on the walk he had his last time up. Runner on first, no outs. First pitch, inside, ball 1. Grizzly leading 10-6. The Canada A's need to come back by 4. The next pitch, inside, called a strike, 1-1. A's have been notorious for being able to hit late in the game. We saw them score a run back in the 5th. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. And the A's were the first team in the Cal Winter League to have a walk-off game. Can't walk it off here as the away team, but they can definitely push this inning to have the Grizzly have a chance, but Fukuda will not help in that as he is swung on and missed for strike 3.
Now batting the first baseman, number 32,
Colton Hendrick, who hit a absolute bomb to the wall, but Busby with an even better play at the top of the wall, leaping to make the catch. Save extra bases. This one he hits again deep into right field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it'll go foul.
And you know he wants to just drive the ball to that same spot. This time just for him, without Busby making an incredible play that will be the play of the season. You know, I don't think there's anything that can top that. That was just one of the best outfield plays I've seen.
And that ball, if it was fair, no way that Busby would have caught that one, even if it was hit towards him. This one now in the dirt, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on at first. Next pitch misses high, 2-1. A's looking for anything they can to put them in a position to come back and tie the game. This pitch now misses outside and high, 3-1. I think you mentioned it earlier, Josh. Fukuda, the pitcher on this pitching staff that definitely works the most innings, eats away at the most innings.
And that's really what Fujisawa's been all year long, just an absolute workhorse in the middle of that Grizzly bullpen.
This one fouled off. Not sure if it hit inside the box, but O'Neill was going to second. They have to hustle on back to first. You are joining us late The A's had a 5-run first inning on 3 errors by the Grizzly. A just tough way to start the game. But the Grizzlies responded in the bottom of the second with 7 runs of their own. Scored 3 more in the fourth. As this one gets away, it's ball 4. Runners will advance now to first and second. With that 3-run fourth, the Canada A's came back to score just 1 to cut the lead down to 4. And it's been 10-6 ever since. It's a very unique way to start off the game. I don't think we've ever seen a game start off that way, where a team has an opening 5-run inning and then the team coming right back in the next inning to score. We saw the A's do it earlier against the Bombers. This one misses for ball 1. But the Bombers, with that staff and the hitting power they have, are able to come back later in the game. It's back on Thursday. This one hit down the line. It makes a pop over Rankin. 1 run is going to score. The runner from first will advance to third, and there's a way to start the comeback. Won't give him the hit, as that one was just a strange bounce over Rankin. An RBI single on the hard ground ball all the way into right field. O'Neill coming again home to score. Kendrick moving over to third. And we have runners on the corners, 1 out. Tanaka giving the fielding positioning here. Doesn't look like they'll play for the double play, as both of the middle infielders playing deep. Third baseman playing at normal position. Rankin holding the runner at first, and Paz first pitch called a strike, as Ford thought he was going to get hit by that one, but it broke into the plate. Oh, and 1, top of the 7th. The A's now down by 3 with the RBI single. It's 10-7, Grizzly lead. Ball in the dirt, good block by Tanaka, but Paz will get the stolen base on the no throw there. 1-1. Tying run is at the plate. We have runners now at second and third. Only 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fujisawa now firing home. Missing high, 2-1. As I said, the A's find ways. They have not been successful for the most part, but they do find ways to score late in the game. Down by 3 again, the tying run at home plate. 2-1 pitch. Swung on foul as the bat goes, just splits in half. I don't think we've ever seen a bat split that cleanly down the side of it. Ball went one way, the other half of the bat went the other.
Yeah, talk about sawing the guy off there. As Ford's going to head back to the dugout and pick up a new bat.
The piece of wood that came flying off was just floating in the air. So Ford will get a new bat. And another chance at the 2-2 count. Runners on second and third. Paz at second, Kendrick at third, 1 out. Fujisawa sets. Ford awaits the pitch. Look out as he has to duck. It's now full, 3-2, 1 out. Of course, we've had to have some drama late in the season, Josh, as the A's looking like they could make the comeback here. Time is called. Not exactly sure for what, but Ford will tighten up his gloves, and Fujisawa will take a small walk behind the mound, now waiting for Ford to dig on in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners at second and third. Fujisawa takes a breath, now coming set and firing home. It misses outside. The bases are loaded. It looks like it'll be Donahue.
Number 36, Connor Donahue.
To take over here. Donahue has the bases loaded, one out. The corners are in. The middle infielders in double play depth. Donahue pops this one up into shallow center field. Running in on it is the center fielder. It's going to drop. A run is going to come around to score, and everyone advances one base. The A's are alive. It is 8-10.
And a bloop single right in the middle of no man's land in the outfield, and suddenly the A's in a great spot. Bases remain loaded, just one out. And we've seen a 4-run comeback in an inning before. It was the Jacks that hung 4 in the 7th inning on Jesse Galindo in the Palm Springs Chill. And this game starting to look like that. The A's offense picking up here in the late inning.
Not sure what's going on here, but they're looking for a new batter. I have Jack Allen coming up next, but it looks like it will not be Allen going into the plate. I have number 22 on the A's coming out. That's Brunson. He's on deck.
Batting, number 22, Travis Brunson.
And it looks like it will be Brunson to bat. I have Allen here in the 9 spot. Brunson's supposed to be in the 1 spot. So it'll be Travis Brunson coming in. First pitch to him misses low for ball 1. There's no one on the on-deck circle, so we don't know who will be in the 1 spot. Not sure if they just skipped over, but no, it'll be Eddie McCabe coming out of there. So it looks like they just skipped over Allen there. I'm not sure if they gave up with a run or what, but they are going to skip to a different batter.
They just completely took the 9 spot out of the order, it looks like, because Eddie McCabe and Tavis Brunson are 2 and 1 in the batting order. So, and Chris O'Neill's getting ready to come up after McCabe. So it looks like Paul Noce just eliminated the number 9 spot from the order completely.
3 balls now to Tavis Brunson. He's 0 for 1. So as the bases loaded, Fujisawa in danger of walking in another run, and then the A's will be down by 1. 3-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. A huge hack there. And I think you're right, Josh. They just skipped over the 9 hole. Not sure if that means they've been awarded an out or if they're just going to keep on playing here. Usually, in regulation rules, you skip a batter, you give up a run. 3-1, called strike 2, and they've got it in full count here with the runners at first and second, only 1 out. Tavis Brunson at the plate. Fujisawa now firing inside, and it's 1-run deficit for the A's. The score is 9-10. The A's have come back with 3 runs in the 7th.
Now batting, number 15, Eddie McCabe.
Eddie McCabe, he's been signed to a contract. A prime position for him here with the bases loaded, 1 run. The tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead run, and Donahue at second. And this game has gotten very interesting very quickly, Josh. First pitch, it hits him! The tying run will come in on a clipped batter, and it's 10-10.
Wow. A walk and a hit by pitch ties and scores and ties the game. And now Chris O'Neill in a spot potential walk-off.
14, Chris O'Neill.
Rankin came in to talk to Fujisawa, told him to calm down and just keep it going. Tanaka comes into Fujisawa and gives some final words. Chris O'Neill could be the hero here for the A's as he could give them the lead, though the work would not be done there. They would still need to record 3 more outs against the Grizzly, as the Grizzly are the home team and they get one last chance. And this inning started off with a walk, a strikeout, another walk, a single that put the A's on the board. It was 7-10. Another walk and another single. This one gets away on the wild pitch. They will not advance. The runners don't advance from either position as Donahue did not take the run at home. After that walk, a single by Donahue that gave the eighth run of the inning, or 8th run of the game for the A's. Then a walk, which scored the 9th run, and now a hit by pitch. Chris O'Neill is now tasked with giving the A's the lead here with the bases loaded. 1-0 count from Fujisawa. Outside, ball 2. It is the Grizzlies' game to lose, and games can end in a tie. If Fujisawa can manage to get 2 more outs here, either with a strikeout or a double play, it'll be the Grizzlies' game to walk off. This one hit into deep left center field, going back at the track, off the wall. 1 run will score, 2 runs are scoring, the 3rd run coming in. It's a bases clearing double, and the A's have come back and taken a 13-10 lead. Chris O'Neill with the at-bat of the day. And the A's are up by 3.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1.
Now it'll be Messiah Fukuda to keep the line going after the bases clearing double. Fukuda's 0 for 1. First pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1. What a comeback for the A's. 7 runs in the 7th inning, matching the 7-run 2nd inning by the Grizzly. Next pitch called a strike 0-2. Runner on second with Chris O'Neill. Only 1 out. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and some life there. They're just going to roll the inning over. So after that rolled over inning, it'll be 7 runs on 3 hits, no errors off of 38 pitches. From Fujisawa will be Rankin, Israel, and Tanaka to try to make the comeback and walk-off win. Otherwise, the A's will have finally won a game since who knows when. It'll be the bottom of the 7th coming up next.
All order online.
Welcome back to the California Winter League.
I'm going to need Point Street.
So the A's make the comeback with a 7-run seventh to lead it 13-10. Cole Rankin, who was taking the first two pitches for a ball. Two-0 count. Swung on and missed on that pitch. Ortiz Vasquez back on the mound for more work. He's in line for the win. Called strike two. It's 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch from Vasquez. Misses outside. He's run it full, 3-2. This game has been all over the place. Give you a quick recap here after the next pitch. 3-2 to Rankin. Fouled off. The A's scored 5 runs in the opening inning in the top of the first. Shut out the Grizzly in that half inning in the bottom of the first, but they would come back in the bottom of the second to score 7 runs. No one would score in the third. In the fourth, the Grizzly would score 3 more runs to make it 10-5 as they walked the leadoff batter in Rankin. It'll be Nick Israel up next.
Nick Israel.
After that inning, the Canada A's would score 1 run in the fifth and to make it 6-10. No one would score in the sixth, but in the seventh inning, the Canada A's found a way to come back with 7 runs and now lead it 13-10. Currently, the Grizzly have only had the 1 batter walk in Rankin to start off their possible comeback. Nick Israel, his first at-bat of the day. Next thing outside is Vasquez. It's 2-0. Israel batting in the 5 spot. That pitch called a strike, 2-1. Of course, there always has to be some drama late in the season. Two-one pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. The A's haven't had a win since their walk-off against the Grizzly. They walked it off 6-5 back on January 29th. This one's shot into left field, running after it. Can't find it. He loses it, and the sun is Ford. Only 1 runner will advance. They throw it back to first. Rankin was not running as he thought that Ford may have made the catch, but it's going to be a lucky break for the A's as the runners will only go 1 base on the single. Ford losing it in the sun. And it will be a mound visit. Walker Paz. Apologies. Omar Ortiz Vasquez will come out, and they're going to let McCabe try to finish off the game. McCabe has been successful as a reliever. So McCabe will come in, Paz will be pushed over to short, and Vasquez will go to second. We'll be back with more Cal Winter League action here at Palm Springs Stadium. The score 13-10, A's lead it. Welcome back to the Cal Winter League. Travis Tanaka, who's 2 for 2, will come in. First pitch called a strike. The A's, again, haven't won since back on January 29th. This one hit down the line and foul for strike 2. The A's have been on a 6-game losing streak since then. Be almost providential for them to quote-unquote walk off the Grizzly as this pitch low outside the ball 1. McKay will come and pitch. Ortiz Vasquez will now play in the infield. First time we've ever seen him do that in the Cal Winter League, usually behind the plate. Walker Paz will move from second to short. 1-2 pitch. Hit down the line and foul, though that had the distance to possibly tie the game.
And we've seen Vasquez at third base for, I believe, 1 game. This is his first time in the middle of the infield. We'll see how he does there, but McCabe has a tall order ahead of him. They're down 3 runs with a tying run at the plate and 2 runners on with nobody out.
A close pitch there, but it'll be 2-2. This one popped up into right field. Underneath it, it'll be foul. They're going to call it foul. So it'll be a foul ball. As Vasquez ranging and trying to dive to make the play. Probably better off that he didn't make the catch because then the runners could tag.
And I had a solid vantage point on that baseball. Was pretty clearly foul. I'd say at least a good foot or 2 away from that foul line out in right field.
We'll do it again. 2-2. Travis Tanaka is 2 for 2 with 2 runners at first and second. This one hit into left field. Underneath it is Ford. He drops the ball! Center fielder Fukuda is going to come around to fire it home. The cutoff firing, not firing to home, and they've cut the lead down to 2. So an error on the right fielder in Ford. That is the second ball he's lost in the Sun in the inning. Absolutely crazy what's happening in this game. Rankin will come around to score on the last play there. Israel will move off to second. Tanaka will reach first on the error. The Anthony McDougal, who's 1 for 3, as the lead is now 13-11. Can the A's keep their lead? As they're going to ask if he wants some sunglasses, he will say no. I probably, if I were Ford, I'd take the sunglasses at this point. You got the game, the winning run at the plate. First pitch to McDougal is called a strike.
Shoot, I need some sunglasses just sitting in the booth.
It is a bright, warm day, not a cloud in sight. We started off the game at 78 degrees. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Is now currently warmed up to 80 degrees here in Palm Springs. First pitch was at 9:57, starting early, as he gets him swinging for out number 1. So just a third of the way home, as it'll now be Lippman.
A huge strikeout there for Eddie McCabe, shown to be quite capable as a pitcher. Well, he's primarily a middle infielder.
They're going to call the infield flies. This one's popped up on the infield, and Donahue will make the catch. So an infield fly, Donahue making the catch, and they're 2/3 of the way, 1 out from getting their first win in 6 games.
And just back-to-back at-bats where McCabe went right after the hitter. Just good pitching there in a big jam for the A's, trying to hold on here. Still ahead 2 runs.
It's only the 3rd game between these 2 teams. The first game way back on January 23rd. First pitch here called a strike. The Grizzly would win that game 8-2. This one fouled off. Strike 2. Brandon Yeva at bat here, looking to continue the inning with some 2-out magic, maybe even be the hero today. 0-2 count. This one hit up the middle to the shortstop. He eats it up, fires over to first, and that's the game. The Canada A's have come all the way back in the 7th inning, down by 4 runs to lead it 13-10. The Grizzly were able to manage one run here at the bottom of the 7th, but the A's come out victorious for the first time in 6 days, Josh. What a game. Any final thoughts?
I'm not even sure what I just witnessed. Just a crazy back and forth game. 2 innings, one for each team. That 7 runs were scored. Just a wire-to-wire victory. Big props for the A's for holding on in that one.
So the Canada A's finally with a win in the Cal Winter League since 6 games ago. They will move to 3-12. The Grizzly fall 5-8-1. That is the final standings for the A's. They are going to finish in last place. The Grizzly have one more game tomorrow. Then the final line score here for today's game. 13 runs for the victorious Canada A's on 8 hits, 3 errors. The Grizzly lost with 11 runs, 12 hits, and 4 errors. For public address announcer Mitch Glessner and Josh Sperber, my partner in the booth, I'm Andre Staheda. Game 2 coming up next between the British Columbia Bombers, the Palm Spring Chill, and the Oregon Lumberjacks. Coming up next shortly here at the Cal Winter League. Again, final score, the Canada A's 13, the Alberta Grizzly 11.
Some of these I can just